This is our top story today. Both CBS and PBS have suspended Charlie Rose amid accusations of sexual misconduct over 2 decades. According to a Washington Post report, at least 8 women say the CBS This Morning co-host made improper sexual advances towards them. The veteran journalist has apologized for the behavior. And AT&T says it plans to win a legal battle with the federal government. On Monday, the Justice Department filed an antitrust lawsuit to block the company's planned merger with Time Warner, saying that the deal hurt competition and consumers. Some critics believe the DOJ's lawsuit is an effort by the Trump administration to harm CNN, which is owned by Time Warner. In local news, the small Montana energy company, embroiled in controversy over its contract to restore Puerto Rico's power, is now walking away. Whitefish Energy says it is owed more than $83 million by the Puerto Rico Power Authority, and it has no choice but to suspend work in the hurricane-ravaged country. A letter sent by Whitefish to Puerto Rico Electric Power Authority accuses the power company of delaying payments. As of Sunday, Whitefish said $26 million of the $83 million outstanding has already been audited and approved by the power company. The letter went on to say without payment to Whitefish, contractors and subcontractors were also going unpaid. The $300 million Whitefish contract is under investigation by federal authorities. There are concerns that Whitefish CEO Andy Tekmansky and Interior Secretary Ryan Zinke are from the same town of Whitefish, Montana. Tekmansky says he's hoping to get his payment so his company can work the last 10 days before its contract is up on December 1st. Meanwhile, the Keystone XL pipeline took a major step forward with Nebraska's vote allowing the controversial project to cross its state. Monday's vote from the Nebraska Public Service Commission was 3-2, granting the permit. The permit is key to completing TransCanada's 2,600-mile pipeline network from Alberta to the Texas Gulf Coast. However, the commission did not approve TransCanada's preferred route, but an alternate route that will have the least environmental impact. Opponents vowed to keep up their fight against the project. Continuing our coverage, Billings police have identified the headless body found last week on the city's west end. Police confirm the victim is 41-year-old Myron Knight of Billings. Knight's body was found last Thursday by 2 men who were walking in a secluded area off of 32nd Street West near Gable Road. Deputy Coroner Cliff Mahoney says the victim was decapitated, but police have since found Knight's head. Police have not released any information on possible suspects, but a $1,000 reward is being offered for any information about the crime. Authorities have also identified the man shot by police officers following a chase late Friday night. 24-year-old Preston David Bell, with addresses in both Billings and Hardin, died early Saturday morning. When Bell tried to flee, he struck several patrol cars, forcing officers to jump out of the way. 5 officers fired at the vehicle, hitting and killing the suspect. Those officers are now on administrative leave per department protocol. That incident marked the 3rd officer-involved shooting in Billings in just over a month. Right now, 13 officers are all on administrative leave due to shooting investigations, leaving the department short-staffed. The 4 officers involved in shooting a suicidal man near the airport back in May all returned to work in early June. 2 officers involved in the shooting at the Lazy KT Motel in October returned to work last week. The 8 officers involved in the shooting at Big Bear Sports are expected to return to work this week. At this time, there is no expected date of return for the 5 officers involved in this weekend's shooting. Officers have come in early, stayed late, and signed up for extra shifts so the department can maintain their minimum staffing requirements.
Yeah, I think we've managed it very well. Again, our officers step up. They know what needs to be done, and they do a great job in filling those gaps and working the extra hours needed to cover those shifts. So they do a great job with it.
Officers are allowed back from administrative leave once an investigation is complete, and the officers go through the required steps, including a visit to a doctor. Going on special assignment, Montana faces the challenge of replenishing an aging workforce over the next decade. That population is growing every year, but also staying in the workforce longer. There are more than 164,000 people in the Montana workforce aged 65 and older. Montana ranks 4th in the nation for a labor force that falls into the category. For Lori Stepper, she turns 65 in December, but doesn't have plans to retire soon. Working 39 hours a week at the YMCA, she didn't start saving for retirement until her 40s. Regardless, she still wants to work.
I guess an age is just a number. I look at everything and watch everybody. I mean, why can't I work if I'm still able to? Why can't I do any of this stuff? It is important that you work and you do things, or at least if you're not doing that, volunteer for something.
Tune in tonight at 10 o'clock as Q2's Dustin Kleeman goes on special assignment and takes a look at those 65 and older working longer and how it affects Montana. Meanwhile, a big piece of the budget balancing package approved last week by the Montana legislature is already being challenged in court. The fight is over $30 million from the state workers' compensation fund investment portfolio. In last week's special session, lawmakers passed a bill to transfer the money from the state work comp fund to the state treasury. But on Friday, the Montana State Fund filed suit to block that transfer, calling it illegal and unconstitutional. The state fund is a quasi-governmental agency that writes work comp insurance for about 26,000 businesses in Montana. Governor Steve Bullock proposed the transfer to help fill a $227 million hole in the state budget. But Montana Fund President Lawrence Hubbard tells MTM News the money in the fund is the property of its business policyholders and cannot be used to pay for general government services.
Policyholders pay premium for payment of workers' compensation benefits to injured workers. They don't pay premium to pay for the fiscal crisis of the state for anything, fire suppression or otherwise. It wouldn't matter whether it was $10 or $10 million. The question is, are these assets public monies or are they monies that are held in trust for the policyholders and their injured workers?
On Friday, a state judge rejected the fund's request for a temporary order blocking the money transfer and instead set a December 4th hearing on the case. To the west of us, Montana football coach Bob Stitt will not return to the Grizzlies. Stitt's current 3-year contract, which expires in January, will not be renewed. Grizz athletic director Kent Haslam has not named an interim head coach, but said offensive line coach Chad Dermer will take the lead in coming weeks. No timeline has been set to name Stitt's successor, but Haslam said people began reaching out to him on Monday. Back here in Billings, School District 2 officials have outlined plans to reopen the former Rimrock Elementary School next year. The plan is to move in the district's early intervention program for 3 to 5-year-old special ed students. It would be called the Rimrock Learning Center, and the program would offer services to special education kids who will soon reach school age. The district's current early intervention program is housed at the Career Center, but due to increased demand for space at the center, district officials have been looking to relocate the program. Last year, 194 3 to 5-year-olds were enrolled in the district's early intervention program, which is mandated by the federal government. The Rimrock Elementary School was closed by the district beginning in 2008 due to shrinking enrollment. Work to get Rimrock up and running is expected to be completed this July in time for the new learning center to be ready next August. And our last story for you this Tuesday morning, Thanksgiving is just a few days away, and with that comes a popular way to cook your turkey, frying. The Great Falls Fire Department conducted this demonstration and hopes people realize the dangers of frying a turkey. You can see within seconds the turkey is fully engulfed, causing an explosion. Captain Nolan Egan says that many people do not realize putting a frozen turkey into a fryer is like putting water in a grease fire.
Water turns to steam, it expands to 1,700 times its volume. Okay, so when you put water in oil, that water immediately boils, expands 1,700 times and blows that oil into small particles. So that's essentially what's happening with pouring water on a grease fire, or in this case putting a turkey, a frozen turkey in water, that water is expanding 1,700 times, blowing that grease out and then causing it to ignite.
And Ed, also make sure your turkey is fully thawed out and don't fry the turkey near a building. I remember the first time we tried to fry a turkey back home, we found out a little bit of oil goes a long way.